What's up, guys? Ryan Jones here from SERP Recon, and today I want to talk about title tags. Not just title tags in general, but more specifically how Google rewrites title tags and what we can learn about title tag optimization and ranking from those Google title tag rewrites and how they're changing the title tags when they display them in search results. Are they adding keywords, removing keywords? What are they taking out? What are they rewriting? What aren't they showing? What are they, how are they playing with your title tag? What can we learn from that? How can we optimize our title tags, not just for rankings, but for click-through results as well? So let's dive in. I've done a search here. I've done it in my local city of Trenton, Michigan. If you have a local business, you can actually do these searches in any city in the United States and you will get the search results. It's just like you did a search in that city. You were sitting at the computer and searched from that city. We'll give you the search results for that. I did this one on a subject near and dear to me called how to play cornhole. In addition to, the SERP competition here, we see everything on the search results page. We see all the sites that ranked and, their scores and more details about them. I want to just talk about the title tag change feature and how we can learn from that. So I'm going to skip over all this other stuff. You can check out another video if you want to see what all this stuff means and how all these other things go. But in the meantime, I want to get to this section here on the bottom that says title tag changes. And we show the Microsoft Word's track changes style, how we got from whatever was on the page to what Google showed. So you can see all the titles here that Google showed in their search results. But we start with what you had on the page, and then we go to what Google showed in the search results. So real quick, we can see some learnings in here. Google doesn't like redundancies. So in the first title tag, it was originally Cornhole Rules Pipe, Official Cornhole Rules and Gameplay - American Cornhole Association. Hilariously, ACA is not one of the boards that has tournaments. The two big ones are ACL and ACO, which is crazy to me that this would rank, but that's a cornhole fact. We don't need to talk about that. The main thing here is Cornhole Rules Pipe, Official Cornhole Rules is really redundant. It doesn't read well. It's kind of robotic. It screams of keyword stuffing and trying to get those Cornhole Rules keyword in there a bunch. And so when Google showed that title tag, they just got rid of the redundancy. And so we can learn from that, and we see that if we see that in other searches that we do or other types of things on this topic, we can learn from that and say, hey, maybe we shouldn't be redundant and stuff our keywords. Just saying that Official Cornhole Rules once is good enough, right? Here you can see they got rid of this whole like SMU booking system from Southern Methodist University, right? Clearly they had a cornhole tournament or something, and Google's rewarding this EDU website's cornhole rules pretty well. So, but they got rid of this irrelevant stuff. Here, you can see they had a whole bunch of other stuff. They simplified this title tag. And then they got rid of a lot of the brand names, which is interesting to me. You can see they got rid of American Cornhole Association, American Cornhole Association Official, right? They got rid of YouTube by all means. They got rid of all that stuff, and then on this one, you can see it was super long title tag, right? Everything from rules, strategies, bags, etiquette, blah, 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 blah. They just cut all that off, shorten the title tag. So we can learn shorter is better, and we can learn redundancy is bad, and they didn't really like brand names. Pretty good insights to help us optimize our title tag. We can go further. We can say, hey, here's the top extracted keywords and associated pairs of keywords, and entities. There are not many entities in cornhole. Bad example I picked. But we can take these keywords and say, okay, here's some of the things that we should put in our title tag or in our content as well if we really want to optimize it. But just by looking at how Google changed everybody's, we can learn some stuff. So let me pause and pull up another example, and let's look at some other topics. Here's one I did for the query content calendar. As I'm working on my content calendar right now and creating videos. I did this one in Atlanta, Georgia, because it's the first thing in our list. But you can see, again, they got rid of the brands, Asana, Monday, Notion, right? They didn't like it. Here, they got rid of the word best, and they just changed it to content calendar templates. So they simplified the query, they simplified the title tag to make it match the query more, something we can learn. I got a couple better examples. Let's dive in. This one's interesting. I did a search for semantic SEO, and I did this one in New York, just moving around the country here. And you can see all the people that rank. This one's pretty interesting because the original title tag is semantic SEO and how I can boost your search rankings. And they changed that to what is semantic SEO and how to optimize for semantic search. which I found really interesting because I like Google's rewrite of this better. How I can help boost your search rankings is very commercial, and as you can see, this search result is very informational. And so what Google did is, 9 of these 10 search results were informational search titles and copy. And what Google did is they took the commercial, how I can help you, and they rewrote it as an informational title. So it's really important to pay attention to the title intent and the copy intent of what's ranking for this search result here. In this case, it was semantic SEO, informational keyword. People want information, right? They're not looking for an agency or someone to help them. They're looking to understand the topic. And you can see that based on the AI overview here that Google shows. Semantic SEO is an approach to SEO, blah, 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 right? What is it and why it matters is the citation they gave. So it's a very informational search. And so to me, it's really interesting that they're getting rid of this commercial, how I can help you, and rewriting it informational. That's a pretty cool learning, but it tells us, hey, you need to make sure that your title tag matches the intent of the search, or Google's going to rewrite it for you. And can you write a better title tag than Google? Probably. You probably should be doing it. So that's a real interesting example here. Let's see if we can find some more. Okay, last example for a minute. This one is best hockey skate insoles. I just got new rollerblades, and I'm looking for new insoles for them because most skates come with crappy, cheap foam insoles, and in hockey, you want something that's going to cradle your foot and help transfer energy better. Whole another video we can geek out about hockey, but I did search for best hockey skate insoles, and so right now, again, more of a commercial informational search. It's spread out. Google's giving you lots of actions here. Not too many transactional because I want the best. Best is usually a commercial type intent. I want lists, I want experiences, reviews. I'm not ready to buy yet. I want to learn more about it. And so you can see on the first example, Google ditched the word shop. And they ditched the shoe inserts, right? Superfeet is probably the brand I'm going to end up buying. They make good insoles for hockey. But you can see their page here is not really the best page because it's talking about shop hockey and skate insoles and shoe inserts. Well, I searched for hockey skate insoles. I don't want shoe inserts. That's a completely different topic. In fact, if you're looking for insoles, there's 3 different types: for shoes, for hard boots like skates or skis, and then for cleated shoes. Because with cleated shoes, you want a totally different type of insole. We can geek out on this too. But this page is not a good intent page. You should not have a page targeting skates and shoes. You should have a shoes page and a skates page, or and a boots page, and whatever the type of insoles are. So Google kind of rewrote that. They got rid of the commercial intent. They added in and skates because hockey insoles, right? I searched for hockey skates, so they gave me that keyword in here. And they got rid of the shoe inserts. So what we can learn from this is you really have to make your title tag relevant to the queries you want to rank for. And this one was just going after way too many things. And so Google did a much better job of rewriting it that they could learn from. And then again, the brand. They don't like the dash brand name there. I don't know why, but when you see them all, they got rid of it. Does it help click-through rates? Maybe it's an experiment Google's trying. I don't know. But then, you can see, you go down to the keywords here, you're like, okay, hockey insoles, hockey skates, right? These are the words I want to use in my title tag because these are the most relevant keywords here. Hockey skate, skate insole, right? Support the foot. If I were writing content, I'd want to talk about that. But just by looking at how Google rewrites the title tags, we can learn a lot. So we're almost up on 10 minutes here. I know that's a lot to talk about title tags, but I hope this was useful. I hope you can see how we can use SERP Recon. We are one of, if not the only tool I know of that does this title tag change thing to show you how Google's rewriting your title tags versus what's on the page and what they're actually showing in search. I think we're the only tool out there that does this. If there's another one, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the tool. I haven't used it. But just an example of how we can use this type of stuff to get insights and to understand how to better optimize our title tags, not just for ranking, but for click-through rates. When we match the intent and repeat the words that the users are wanting, there's a better chance they're going to click on our search results. And I know everybody's struggling right now with the impressions are up but clicks are down. This is one way we can squeeze out a few more clicks for those impressions, especially in an AI search world, is by making sure our intents and our keywords and topics match what the user's looking for. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.